That's so treacherous. And I like that because it wasn't until I was on YouTube that I realized that people have like all kinds of different journals for all kinds of different things. I do have two. Well, let me put this down so I can show you. The first one is this Leuchtturm 1917 notebook, and I got it in this minty green color. I almost always have journals that look like this. I like the size, and this journal has the sort of dotted pages. And I like that because I cannot write on an unlined page. I think that's an insane thing. The second journal I have is really a calendar little notebook. I don't write things that I need to remember in here, but I do write my weekly gratitude lists. I'll write them in this section here, and then little notes for things that I'm traveling or things that I just want to refresh myself at the top of the week that I know I'm going to be doing. I'll just write them here. The things that I have to remember, I will put that in my Google Calendar. And then I have a Muji pen, and I have the 0.5, and I love these pens. I was on a set working a couple years back, and the director used Muji pens, and I needed a pen, and she lent it to me, and I stole it. I was like, this pen is amazing. And then from there, that's pretty much the only pens. I have a couple of other ones, but this is like the main go-to pen of mine. And there's a Muji store here in LA, but when I went to Japan last year, we actually stayed in the Muji hotel in Tokyo, and I went crazy and got a bunch of supplies like this little calendar notebook. I really don't love my hair in a headband, but it needs a wash. And so this is what we're working with right now. I would define myself as an overly ambitious person. And if you're like that, or you know someone like that, then you might struggle with days that are supposed to be chill and mellow and relaxing, because there's like this innate feeling of guilt, like you should be doing something like productive. That's, one can argue, like, what even is productivity? Like, productivity is like doing things, and like, is that reading a book for leisure, or is that reading a self-help book? You know, like, where does that line get crossed and or not crossed? I'm really grateful that the life I have, the career I have, gives me an opportunity to have a lot of mellow days, but sometimes those mellow days will just get away from me, and then I struggle to actually achieve the goals that I want to achieve. I don't know. I feel like my life is entirely a battle of having ambition, wanting to get things done, overworking myself and stressing myself out, feeling upset about it, and then sulking, and then self-caring. I don't know. I've been told many times that I'm an ambitious person, and sometimes I wonder if the ambition is a curse, because just because you're ambitious doesn't mean you're successful, and just because you're ambitious doesn't mean you're nice to yourself. And I feel like it's almost like a fatal flaw, like one of those things where it's like you go to a job interview and they're like, what's your weakness? And I'm like, honestly, my weakness sometimes feels like it's my ambition. Anyways, I just wanted to have a little check-in and talk to you about how I've been feeling lately. I will say I've been able to maintain making YouTube videos over the last few weeks, and I've been absolutely enjoying myself. I love taking my camera out and documenting. I love editing. Editing's one of my favorite things to do. It's like a passion I didn't even know I had. But I edited a short film a few years ago, and that's when I started to feel like, oh, I know I have an editor for my short, but I also kind of just want to sit in her chair. And this is scratching that itch in a real way. And a couple videos back, I mentioned that I was writing a novel and a few of you wanted me to expand on it. I will say I'm definitely going to keep the subject matter close to the chest until I complete at least my first draft of the book. But the story takes place as a historical fiction, and it follows a heroine in a wartime setting. It took me years to research the topic because there's not a ton of information about it, because this wartime story happens in the Caribbean. And so there's just not a lot of resources for me to delve into. So I have to order and buy a lot of books and then comb through these historical books, take a lot of notes. And a lot of my characters in the book are actual people who have existed. And so it just takes a lot of detail. And so I've written up to a certain point and I've paused, and now I am outlining acts 2 and 3. And the goal is to, by the end of the summer, finish those outlines and then write the book, hopefully by the end of the year. Okay, that's a lot of yap. I'm starving, so I'm gonna make some breakfast. Jeez. I've seen videos. She joined the Navy. She was learning to fly military helicopters. Says that the way that you went around this research was sort of traumatizing.
She had her way of telling her story, and
That's like why? It's so weird. Destroyer. Can you make me a bite? That feels complicated.
It's the thickest French toast I ever had.
That's sorry. C'est fini. That's what we're working with. And look at that. These were growing randomly in my backyard. It's amaranth, and a big plant just sprouted up in my backyard. And I was texting my mom about it because she's an avid gardener, and she said these are actually edible, but they're really beautiful. And I've seen them in bouquets that I love, but you can't just get them at the store. You probably have to go to the flower market or something for them. And I just have been gifted them. They're so beautiful. So I'm gonna add them to my bouquet. I definitely don't know what I'm doing, but we're just going off vibes. The beach day was really fun. It was so cloudy, and then it really blew off so that the sun came out and everyone was at the beach. So it was super fun. So the plan for the rest of the evening is to have some dinner at home, go see a movie, and if we're feeling up for it, my friend's having a little kickback. So we might go over there, might not, depends on how tired we're feeling, but I'm just really loving how social I'm being this weekend. Orange and purple is the duo I didn't even know I needed. Look how pretty this is. It's so good. Okay, let me keep going. I might actually stop here. Yeah, I might stop here. Me too. Just took a shower and I'm struggling. How do people do it? It's like I want to be an extroverted person. I struggle. I struggle. I'm gonna make some matcha and we're gonna charge on. The movie was really good. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I crave violence in my films. Yeah, I'm sure
Oh my god, I had no idea.